What's up, everybody? We got a brand new 2024 Volkswagen Atlas Cross Sport. Already hit it with the light meter. The back windows are 24%. So we're gonna put 35 over the top of this factory. 75% is what this front window metered at. So 35 on top of that is going to get us to 26, which is obviously 2% lighter than the back, but the caveat is, you know, if we would step down to a 20%, then we would be talking 15% and a little bit of change. And that's just going to be, you know, obviously about 10% too dark. So we're going to bottom load one window. We're going to two-stage the other window unless it doesn't work, and then we'll just bottom load both windows. But these door panels are not the most difficult to remove, but they're also not the easiest to remove either. So if I can save myself the time, I think I can get a good clean two-stage off of them. But because if we look here, they are a little bit deep, but I don't think this back seal is going to be super tight. But you know, we'll find out. So I'm just going to cut my patterns here. No. Which you just take a Sharpie and whoop whoop. Then you cut your top edge, and then you cut out the rest of it on a peel board, because that crap was super jaggedy. Not really that great of a cut, but luckily it's gonna get tucked in the seals. Make sure everything's all good. Oh yeah, we're way covered over here, so we'll just bump that just a, about like that. I think that'll work. One thing you want to be wary of when you're cutting your patterns is if the window shifts or not, because you know, you can, if you cut like too precise, you roll down your window and then that window shifts a little bit, then you expose the cut edge. And it happens not just on old cars. I've had it happen on brand new Jeeps, where you roll down the window and then it kicks up or back or however. Felt seals on these, so I've got just seam tape, house wrap tape, whatever you want to call it. You can get the special Matt Blackmer special seal tape. I've not tried that yet. I just go to Home Depot and get some of their Home Depot brand. They call it house wrap tape. Works just fine for me. Might have one good segment left on that. Remember, when you're cutting on the car, you want to just use just enough pressure to get through the film. You're not trying to, you know, put a bunch of pressure on it, because even with stainless blades, you can scratch the glass. So it's super important. Definitely don't use carbon blades. Carbon steel is obviously harder than glass, and it will scratch. And it will not be a good day. I feel like the world's worst cut. I'm kind of ashamed of it. But it's going to be tucked in the seal, so I'm not too super worried about it. It's just kind of embarrassing. Probably no real point in shrinking it. We might need to shrink the other side, but if we're, I don't know. I guess we'll see how this bottom load goes. If it tries to shoot a finger up, then we'll know that we need to shrink it for the passenger side, because like I said, I'm not planning on popping the panel off on that side. It's not, like I said, it's not that it's hard to do, it's just I'm pretty confident I can get a good result without popping it. So it's just tint, guys. If I can't, you know, if I do end up having to recut it, it's not really that big of a deal. It takes like 3 minutes. So something like that. Let's see if we got a hydrophobic coating. No, I don't think so. Looks like it's beading a little bit, but this tint slip, it beads up a little bit on its own regardless. But just as a precaution, we'll put a little invisible glass on there. This is the invisible glass stripper. It works pretty alright. Grab some towels. And let's get the scrubbing. Get our top edge, even though it's brand new. Alright. How we turn that off? Nope. Turn off. Okay. Alright, I think we're good. I don't even know how to turn off the headlights on this. Let's, uh-oh. No, that's not what we want to do. Okay, cool. Turn that off. And then how do you make... What the f... There! That wasn't too bad. Okay. Alright. I definitely don't want to let this stuff dry on the glass, so we'll probably do 2 squeegees. So I got my panels taped here because, well, I bought these hooks. They're magnetic hooks, so I could hang door panels, but the problem is they're supposed to hold like 3 pounds a piece. More like 3 ounces, man. They don't hold for crap. So, you know. Scratch that idea. So there's a goofy little set of hooks or whatever, these weird kind of fasteners that hold the bottom of the door panel on. So I just kind of reattached those, but I didn't want the weight pulling on it and like damaging the plastic or anything. So I just went ahead and put some tape so it just holds it in. It's not putting so much pressure on those. Okay. Go ahead and wipe our door panel off here. Alright, what do you guys think? Think we're gonna get it? Uh-oh. No data available. That's fine. Not really too concerned about any of that, but it's one thing I don't like about dealing with all these new cars, man. There's just so much stuff on them. I constantly try to figure out what does what, how to make it do what you want. Just drop that down in there. See if we can get our back edge in there. Looks like we can. Perfect. Get that sliding over there. Get that sliding down. Sometimes, so I'm running my tint slip at 2 ounces a gallon. 2 ounces of slip per 1 gallon of water. And sometimes it just seems like it is not enough. But then other times it just slips just fine, so it's just really kind of annoying to have to try to figure that out I don't know. And there's so many different kinds of glass and coatings and all that stuff. Our edge is looking really, really nice. So let's just stick our shank in there, run it down. As you can see, we don't see any white, so we know we're all good and covered over there. Good and covered here, but it looks like our film's kind of bound up right down here at the bottom, so no big deal. I think just a little bit of tape was overlapping and kind of holding it in place. No big deal. Do our little finger check there, nothing's happening. We can bump this up just a smidge if we want. Let's see, can we? That'll work. It's still a respectable gap. Now, I had one of these that had slip tape on it, but I don't know where I put it. So I'm going to just be super careful. I don't want to scratch my film. This one really hasn't been used for anything too crazy, so it should be okay. It feels smooth, but just never know. Okay. Take our other green towel here, wipe our door panel real quick. Boom, boom. We'll go ahead and wipe our outside down here. We'll go ahead and hit it with some glass cleaner. Get it cleaned up. We can check everything out. Everything looks real nice and crispy. Go ahead and bump it up. Finish the job here. I didn't do anything fancy as far as squeegeeing. I basically just kind of squeegeed down and towards the corners a little bit, so we don't have any fingers trying to pop up or anything, so I think we're going to be just fine without shrinking the other side. But there's only one way to find out, isn't there? Ain't nothing to it but to do it. That's what a guy I used to work with, that's what he always said. Then I had another guy I worked with way back, a long time ago. I was like 18. No, I was 16. I was 16, I worked with this guy, and he always said, you know, 16, just getting my job, just learning like how to do, you know, trying to learn how to do the job, and this guy's been doing it forever. And so I'm just like, oh wow, man, like that's so, like, how are you so fast, blah blah blah. And he'd always be like, man, ain't nothing but a thing. Ain't nothing but a thing, man. You'll get it, man. Ain't nothing but a thing. Funny guy. Wonder if he's still around. He's kind of one of those people that, let's just say, probably didn't live the healthiest lifestyle. He was kind of old when I was there. Got the refrigerator for the van in here. Yeah, I know you're jealous. It's okay. So, if you want to take these apart, there's a little trap door right here. You pop this off. There's a T30 screw. And then, under here, you have these weird, you just basically need a 10 millimeter. And, 10 millimeter wrench will work best. You can. So anyway, check this door. Yeah, see we got some beading action going on there. Let's see, how tight is this seal? I don't think that's bad. I don't think that's bad at all either. But like I was saying, I think this tint slip. Actually, I don't even have to say I think. I know this tint slip solution, it kind of beads up on its own, and like, unless it's fresh, like you let it sit for a day, it kind of, I don't want to say, I don't know, comes unbonded. It just, I don't know, through the sprayer, it just looks like it's beating water. So sometimes you'll run into a situation where you think that the car has a hydrophobic coating, and then, you know, you torch it, or use the glass clean, like the invisible glass or whatever, do whatever means you use, and then you spray it again, and it's still, you know, it's still beating up, and you're like, oh man, like what's going on? And turns out, it's just a slip solution. It's still slippery. It just, when it hits the glass, it just doesn't look like it, I guess I could say. And for that, I keep another spray bottle that's just straight, it's just dish soap and water. And I don't really use it for, you know, for tinting. I just use it to spray the glass, and because for whatever reason, the spray bottle, it don't lie. If it beads up, you got a coating. If it doesn't bead up, you're usually all right. So, what do you think? You think we can two-stage it? Think we can two-stage it problem free? Trouble free? That front corner seems like it might be a little tight. I'm going for it, guys. I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. I'm gonna do it. I am gonna do it. Got what we need here. I about got Peter Parkered on this car earlier, guys. I about became Spider-Man. I cleaned the glass. I was cleaning the exterior, and there's a spider on the inside, just hanging out, staring back at me. I was honestly really glad he wasn't on the outside, or I probably would have been startled. I'm not afraid of spiders. I just don't like when spiders see me before I see them. I don't like that. That's when they get me. So I kind of two-stage, similar to a bottom load, where I kind of put a little buckle in there and get it where I want to go. Lift that up, pull that like that, because I don't want all that pressure on it. Now I'm going to push back on the glass a little bit, just to let that back corner slide in. Now, one thing that a lot of people, they make mistakes with on the two-stage is they want to try to tuck the film all the way down to the bottom, and you just simply don't want to do that. It's right here. I'm fairly certain I'm going to be good, just based on our contour for our top edge. So let's just double check. Yep, we're good. We're good. Good. So based on our top edge, you know, I was pretty safe that we were going to be on the money. I'm going to use a little bit of pressure, but I'm still not pushing super hard, because I don't want to drag the film one way or the other. I'm going to go straight down out of here. I'm not going to mess with anything below there. So, grab this blue tri-edge here. Work that corner. Now this way, I'm going to go up. This is the only tricky spot, like, we want to definitely make sure that we get our back corner good and pressed out, because if we don't, we're going to get a bubble there, and then we're not going to be able to reach it. Like right here, if we get a moisture bubble right there, we're not going to be able to reach it once we roll the window up. So then, you know, it's going to cause us some issues. What I want to check before I roll it up, I want to do this right here. The film's not moving at all, so we're tacked up pretty good. I'm going to hold right here. Just kind of take some pressure off of it. Honestly, it's a little bit heavy on the water, but I think we'll be okay. I'm going to hit the adhesive. Really, I just want to kind of get that back, or this front corner started. Make sure I can get a shank down in there like that. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but I curled the film up underneath. So, like right here, just the very, very edge of the film is touching the panel. And if your bottom, like, you know, your bottom couple millimeters touches, it's not going to be the end of the world, or it shouldn't be, because you're tucking that film down in behind the seal anyway, unless they get a whole bunch of dirt. You know, if it sucks up a bunch of dirt, like drags across a really dirty door panel, then yeah, the adhesive can get so dirty that it's not actually going to stick. So you're pretty much just creating space, just letting the tint fall down into place. And this is a Volkswagen, so, you know, expect to have some tight seals, so you don't want to force it. You just want to kind of, like I said, create some space, do what you got to do. Just kind of let things move on their own. See that? We just created a little bit of space and bloop, pop right down out of there. Hurry up and wipe off my door panel. Now I like to go straight down, and I want to go to the edges. like I've shown in some other videos. It's all the farther I'm going to go. I'm not going to go all the way. I don't know if you can see this. This water is going to drain. It's going to naturally drain down out of there. And it's going to take trash with it, if there is some. Hopefully there's not. But same kind of deal. I'll go right here. And now it's going to try to suck some stuff up there, but we haven't like shoved it down, so it's not really doing anything. And now we're going to push it straight down to the corner. Bloop. Come back over here, we do the same deal. Okay, and don't worry about this little finger and this little finger here right away. What I am going to do is I'm going to grab a shop towel though. So I really don't want to use the tri-edge without slip tape or anything. Being that I know I didn't sand it or anything anytime recently. So I don't want to risk scratching the film. But also another thing is, a lot of times, this is just where the seal is holding moisture. And so it's wanting to suck it back up. So you do something like that, get rid of some of this moisture. Now remember, we still got to hard pass this. So I'm not getting too carried away. Okay. What I tell you, just moisture. We ran the hard card down through there. Try Platinum Easy Reach, whatever. Push Platinum Easy Reach down through. Nice and slow. Sucked up the moisture as we pushed it out. Not really a big deal. There's a really good chance it might try to pop up again. So what we're going to do is I mean, this car's not going anywhere for a while, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over and put my other door panel back on. I'll put my driver's side door panel back on because this panel is still on. And we'll just let it sit here. What you could do, let's say, like, is really being stubborn. Take your hard card or whatever is going to fit down in here, and then just kind of put it in like that, and this will just wick the moisture out of this seal. And then of course, before I'm all finished, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna hit it with the torch. We did end up getting one little mark right there, so let's just hammer that out now so I can show you guys how to do that. Got her just a touch pinched up. No big deal. You know, if I wasn't doing a video, I'd wait, I'd go do everything over there, and then I would come back, let that kind of naturally dry on its own. But let's say it's the last window, customer's sitting here waiting on it, you don't have time to wait, you gotta get it done. Well, hang on, let me go get my buddy over here. Mr. Torch. Don't burn the seals. You can see I'm trying to heat up this area around it because the heat's going to dissipate throughout there. But if I go this way, the heat's going to try to hit this seal and all that, not good. At the same time, since I already have the torch, I'm going to want to heat up this bottom edge too. That glass should be pretty warm. Like over here it's over here it's like you know, it's pretty hot, so give it just a little bit more. Now what you're looking for is you want to put your hand on the inside. Okay, that's pretty hot. Now you get it too hot, one, you can risk damaging the glass, so you got to be very careful. It's better to do this like 2 or 3 times than to do it once, or like overheat it and, you know, ruin the glass. Or you can also like melt the film, like the adhesive, it'll bubble it, and then it's trash too. So see, I don't know how you're gonna be able to see it, but we're gonna push it, hold it for a second, let the heat and the towel do its thing. Let's come over here where you get a little better look. And that's what we're left with, just this little teeny tiny spot. Now, what we could do is we can finagle ourselves in here ever so slightly, take our chiseler, and just gently massage that away. Now there's nothing there. You're not going to see it, even if you get your magnifying glass out, okay? Everything else is good. This is, you know, warm, so it's going to make our film tack up. And then we've got our towel on the other side absorbing moisture. So we're ready to go slap the other side together